Good day, everybody. This is Doug, the Modeling Hermit, and I'm coming to you today with the completion of our 1959 Cadillac ambulance to the Space Caddy. We took AMT's 1959 Cadillac ambulance Surfshark edition and we turned it into a space shuttle for VIPs. In the process, I was going to do some really wild things with the body and do some lace work and all kinds of stuff like that. And I know that plastic is plastic, it's inanimate, it can't talk to you, but it still talked to me. And basically said that it needed to be much more laid back. So I went with just Tamiya's TS59 Pearl Light Red and the tester's enamel of 1246T metallic silver paint is what that one was sprayed with there, and just a little bit of striping was done on it. That's about all that was done as far as customizing on the body. Now, as far as making the power unit, that had to be well, like I said, I started out that I was going to use the AMT kit, which turned out to be way too big. So I chose instead to use Plastrac tubes on that. And with that, yeah, I know, I think I really needed to use my own skills anyway. It's much more fun that way. So, like I said, I used the plastic tube, and on one end I used a little mini hubcap, dog dish style. I can't think of the name of those things. They're called a baby moon hubcap. Yeah, I knew it would come out sooner or later. So anyway, I used a baby moon hubcap on one end, and on the other end, I used the custom headlights from the '57 Chevy kit. That was an AMT kit too. And I just painted the insides of those a little bit and to give them, some weird hot look to them. There's a thing that comes up to those on either side, the little chrome thing, as you can see that as it's going around. That just came from my parts kit, and my parts supplies, I'm not even sure what that thing is, but it looked cool on there, so I used it. The body did receive a couple of modifications. I had to close in the front wheel wells and just build a little accent thing coming from the bumper back almost to the front door on that. That's really about all the body got. I mean, other than that, I think it was pretty well just straightforward. There was a couple of things I put up on the roof, but they're not really worth mentioning. It was the interior that got some attention. The driver area, I naturally eliminated the steering wheel. They're not going to need a steering wheel out there anyway. And I placed instrument pods instead. Now you can go back to some of my earlier videos to see that. It's hard to see those through the glass now. But to see what I did, you can go back to some of my earlier videos. So I did a instrument pod and a keypad for the driver. A little keypad was done in the instrument panel where I covered up some of the instruments with the little keypad there. And then for the security drive person, that would have been the passenger area. Shotgun actually, fitting enough. And he got a keypad to his left side and then a little defense cluster up on the instrument panel. I finally figured out what to call that thing. That was about all that I did up there. I didn't give them any extras, anything exciting to go up there. The passengers area, though, they got 2 levels of seating. A pair of seats were just jump type seats for lower class passengers. And then for the upper class passengers, they got a couple really nice seats there and then a console in between. And then there was a drink dispenser that I added to that area. That was painted in gold and the Tamiya pearlite red color again, was what that was painted in. So that was, to really, make them feel important. The back luggage area, I just blocked that off and blacked out the windows back there. There was no detail to that because it's not going to be seen anyway. The chassis, I gave some minimum detail to. I'll show you that at the end of things here. So we'll move on up to just basically my thoughts on this. And while building it, I had wanted to build this model for a long time. I had thoughts going through my head, that 59 Cadillac was just, those fins were just begging for something futuristic out of it. And I finally, figured out what to do with it, with this kit. So anyway, that's what we have happening with this kit, is just that it went to the future. It's all about using our imagination, guys. I encourage you, to really step out of your norm. Let's take a look at this. See if I can set this thing down without it falling over. There we go. Now that's all I did to the chassis there. I just minimal detail on the chassis. But guys, I just can't tell you enough. Use your imagination. Step outside your norm. It is so much fun. It's a blast. You just never know what your mind can come up with. I'm very much for building stock models, like out of the showroom, a few race cars, dirt track race cars, that type of thing. But this to me was just really a blast. So anyway, that's what I'm going to leave you with, and encourage you to step outside your norm. And this is the Modeling Hermit, and I am off the air, and I'm gone.